I'm in Hebrews chapter 10 today. Well, I'm going to start from 8. First, he said, sacrifices and offerings, burnt offerings and sin offerings, you did not desire, nor were you pleased with them, though they were offered in accordance with the law. Then he said, here I am. I have come to do your will. He sets aside the first to establish the second. And by that will, we have been made holy through the sacrifice of the body of Jesus Christ, once for all. And I'm I'll keep reading. Day after day, every priest stands and performs his religious duties. Again and again, he offers the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But when this priest had offered for all time one sacrifice for sins, he sat down at the right hand of God. And since that time, he waits for his enemies to be made his footstool. For by one sacrifice, he made perfect forever those who are being made holy. Because I used to go to a Bible study even before this group together on Tuesday nights, and we would read once a week a chapter in the Bible or a chapter in a book, and I guess I didn't understand what I was reading. It would just stick out to me. It didn't stick out to me the way it does now, and when I read this, it just made complete sense to me. I'm like, wow, I don't have to worry when I stumble. I should continue to practice what the word says, because I'm being made holy. If I stumble, I need to get back on my feet, remember that God's righteousness is there and his grace is there, and I can thank him for that grace and put what's behind me, punch my body, make it my slave, and move forward and continue moving forward. But it brought this peace to my heart the other day after I saw a little bit of what Daryl was talking about on chapter 11. Faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance of things unseen. Yeah, I said, you know what? I think I got to read a little bit about chapter 10 too, and I started reading that, and it just stuck out to me.
In verse 9, should we say Paul or the writer of Hebrews? Verse 9, then he said, behold, I have come to do your will. He takes away the first in order to establish the second. The first that he's referring to is the first sacrificial system of the bulls and the goats. And obviously the second is Jesus Christ, once and for all. So.
Yeah, because the first wasn't enough. They had to continue doing it over and over again. And
right.
What Jesus did was pure and holy and cleansed us.
Yeah, we see in verse 18 also. Verse 17 and 18, chapter 9, chapter 10, verse 17 and 18 also we see, and your sin and iniquity will I remember no more. And verse 18, now where a remission of this, there's no more offering for sin, because he offered for us one. There's what no more for offering for our sin in verse 18.
Amen.
And I mean, I even see when they were making sacrifices, and like Cain and Abel, when both of them made sacrifices, what mattered to God was it wholehearted? Did it come out of the heart? Was it out of faith? Was it their, did it come from their first fruit?
It's the best.
Yeah, there was complete differences even when you read the two. You know, Cain, and you see it out of Abel's came from faith, and Cain's was just out of his I'm just gonna do this.
And to who is given much, much is to be expected. So I believe we are required to give more that God has given to us more also. So I think
even when the sacrifices were something that they did, and they had to continue doing it because Jesus hadn't come yet, what mattered still was our faith, their faith.